And now, weighing in out of the blue corner, Josh the Punk Thompson. 100%. And on the other mic, he weighs in from the red corner, Big Sean McCarthy.
Hi, we are back, and I finally got my computer working since I have been attacked. Josh Thompson and I was attacked by the gremlins. They took over, the Google gremlins took over my computer, would not let it work. Almost got me off of the podcast, taking away my microphone and my camera. It was horrible. Yeah. But I am back. They cannot stop this. They cannot keep me away. We are ready to go. How you doing?
Too much porn on your your computer. Your computer got the virus. It got the virus. We call it the COVID.
The COVID. My computer got the COVID.
Like Romero Cotton, I got the COVID.
I got the COVID.
He's got the deep voice and a little bit of that rubble. I'm just
going to eat him up.
Yeah.
And then I'll eat him with the COVID.
I love it, baby. I love it. Yeah, we're back, man. We're back. I feel like we just filmed a couple days ago. Oh, we did. That's right.
It's because we did.
Here we go. We're going to get into some UFC news because they got a fight night coming up this weekend. Is there any other shows this weekend? We're gonna bypass on the PFL. There's not really no big names. It's a challenger series. We're gonna bypass on that. We want to let you guys know that up front. So if you guys came for that information, we're gonna bypass on that. So what else we got? Dave, what else are the topics that we're going to bring up tonight? We're going to talk
about
this.
A lot of
news.
So we're going to, there's some scuffles already happened this week in
London. Paddy Pimblett fighting.
We're going to talk about
not in the octagon.
Dana White actually spent some time with one of the Logan brothers. We're going to talk about that later too. And then also the comment of the other brother that wasn't present. And then there's some MMA superhero news, and then some trash talk going on.
Right.
And then we'll see where we go from there.
All right. Well, let's go. Let's jump right into the UFC. You want to start with the main event?
Hey, Josh, before you do that real quick, I just wanted to confirm that I promised this by the midweek show.
Oh, yeah.
And we did deliver.
Oh, so, look at that. Hindsight is 50-50.
Can we get it in black, too?
I think it is in black, or it's like it didn't work in black actually because of the black text.
Can't you make that white?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
All right, I can throw it up in black as well, but I put it on a couple of greens that it worked on, and then otherwise.
St. Patty's Day.
Well, that's a good one. It's probably too close to St. Patty's Day to get it in time.
Yeah.
But so that, and then the Ant Still shirt is still in the finishing stages.
Yeah, I like it. You got a couple designs of that. It looks pretty good so far. I mean, I like the idea. So Dave, putting in the work. Finally, and then his keeper on it hard. Yeah, I like it. I like this
hours.
I love this Dave. Don't make sure this Dave doesn't leave.
Got any scraps somehow?
Jesus, guy. Oh man. All right. Hey, let's okay. So go to weighinginpodcast.com. We got some new merch up there. Take a look at that. Hindsight is 50-50. That's right. We gotta make a shirt that says Joshisms. I love it. I think Fish came up with that.
Yeah, just the Joshisms and then just a list.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's
a really good idea.
The list
of
Joshisms
list on there. A list of Joshisms.
List of
Hindsight
Joshisms.
50-50. What was the other one I said? Two dogs and a bird's in a hand.
No, a bird in the hand is better than three birds in a rock or something like that.
It was. I don't even know what it was. It was so dumb. I had a couple other good ones this last weekend.
My favorite is still, he is not the brightest tool in the shed.
Yes, that's another one. He's not the brightest tool in the shed. It's a sharp tool. If it's sharp, it kind of, when you're watching a horror film, right? Okay. The light hits it a little bit and just kind of, you know what I mean.
I'm pretty sure I've got dumber since I've been working with Josh for the last 6 years.
Oh,
damn.
Jeez. All right. Well. All right. Let's get right into this UFC Fight Night 204. Volkov versus Aspinall. Look, I've been high on Tom Aspinall for the longest time. I'm seeing him fight. He's grown on me a lot in terms of like his style, the way he fights. I know he looks like Frank Mir. He doesn't really fight like Frank Mir, but he is good on the ground. He's got better wrestling than Frank Mir. He's got a little bit better stand up than Frank Mir. But he's good. He's a good fighter all the way around. He moves like a young Frank Mir though on the ground.
Yeah,
he's athletic. I mean, like
moves very well.
When I compare him a little bit to like Cyril Gahn, but he's better than Cyril Gahn on the ground. So,
but not on the feet.
No, not on the feet. He's a little bit more well-rounded, though, when it comes to – he's got stand-up, though, too.
Oh, no,
John,
he does.
he's
He just –
yeah.
Look, Cyril Gahn is just much smoother and controls distance much better.
Yes, that's very true. I will agree with that. This is a big step up in competition for him, though, against Volkov.
Yes, it is.
What happened to slow paying him? He must have got a new contract.
He might have, but this is it's actually a good fight for him because it's one where if he can bring this fight into a certain aspect, he's got a great advantage.
Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to mybookie.ag. MyBookie.ag for your betting odds. You guys can bet on everything. You got baseball, football, basketball, all of these things are happening right now.
Baseball's back.
March Madness is coming up. And like you said, baseball is back. The owners and the Players Association finally came to agreements on how many millions and millions of dollars they're going to pay each other.
Okay.
This is great. But we go to mybookie.ag, use that promo code weighing in, and John and I will give you guys our advice on the fights, pretty much not on anything else, but in some boxing, some MMA, whether it's UFC, Bellator, whatever odds that you can find on mybookie.ag for boxing, for everything, for combat sports. John and I will give you a little bit of that knowledge, hopefully win you guys some money. But use that QR code right there, that one right there, the one that Podcast Dave is going to put up. And when he puts that up right there, you click on that. Use our promo code weighing in. They're going to give you a little extra spending cash, okay, for your first initial deposit. Make sure you guys remember that. Your first initial deposit, if you use that QR code and our promo code weighing in at mybookie.ag.
His ground game is Volkov's going to hold on to him, is going to try to slow him down on the ground, but he doesn't have submission skills to go after him. So it's really a question of, can Tom Aspinall use his hands to get into the takedown and put the fight where he can't be damaged by Volkov, because Volkov's got good stand-up. He's got great kicks, good teep up the middle, and he's long, and he's strong, and he's big. So, but he does start to wear out. The real question is, we haven't seen Tom go deep into fights. So, how's he going to do in that 5-minute round? Excuse me, did I say that 5 minute? How's he going to do in a 5 minute fight? It's going to be a little bit different, but I actually think young talent, he's really good. Yeah. And he's got a lot going for him, and I think his confidence is starting to really build as he's going through. I think just the Andrei Arlovsky fight, I think it did a ton for him. Yeah. Just because it was one of those guys that he had watched and he had seen and respected, and he went in there and just did his job and got rid of him, and you go, that's a confidence builder. That's one of those things that tells you, I am this good. And he is. So it's a really good main event. It's an interesting. A lot of times when you get the heavyweights, you go, not too sure about that. I kind of like this matchup. Yeah,
Dave, can you pull up the heavyweight division? The rankings. There you go. You look at you've got Ngannou at the top. It's the king of the the top of the heavyweight division there, and you got Cyril Gahn, and you've got Stipe, Tai Tuivasa. I mean, like Tai Tuivasa, and
he's the fun one.
He's the fun one. He definitely is. He definitely is. Curtis Blades, Derek Lewis, who's another fun one. You have Volkov, and then you've got Rosenstruck, which we haven't seen in a while. I haven't seen him fight in a while.
Yeah,
you got Dawkins.
He just won one.
Dawkins coming off that loss, right? He just lost to who did he
lost to? Derek.
Yeah, that's right. Derek Lewis. So he lost to Derek Lewis, and then Topuria. He's been hanging around in that little area there.
Yeah, but he got beat.
Yeah, he lost to who did he lose to? Gosh, who did Topuria lose to?
I'm thinking it might have been Rosenstruck.
It might have been. I think it was.
Here, I'm pulling it up right now. I'm pulling it up right now as Josh would.
Oh, no, they're fighting next.
Volkov.
It was Volkov. That's right, Volkov.
It was Rosenstruck who he's fighting now.
Okay. I mean, like, overall, though, I mean, there's, you got in there, but then Aspinall is where? He's down.
11.
He's at 11.
He's 11.
All right, so he's at 11. I mean, this is a big jump up for him. Volkov is
he's at
where?
6.
Number 6? That's a big jump. I mean, but there's guys in there that will pose a big threat to him. I look at guys like Dawkins. Dawkins is going to be a hard fight for Aspinall.
Yep.
He's good all the way around. He's very well rounded. I mean, like, he was looking good against Derek Lewis until Derek Lewis was like, okay, look, stop swatting your hands at me. Okay, I'm going to just put you.
Until Derek pulled out the beast and just started swinging.
Yeah. He stood over him. He's like, he's okay. Yes, Derek Lewis stood over him. He's like, he's okay.
I'm done. I'm done playing this game.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, he just crushed him. But I mean, there's guys in here that Aspinall should always be afraid of. I think just because of their punching power and the way that they fight. The wrestling ability of Curtis Blades might give him a little bit of a problem. And Curtis not bad on the feet either. I mean, he could see Aspinall have a hard time taking him down if Curtis wanted to keep it on the feet. That's the other thing. Yep. So, I mean, there's guys in there that he's got to grow. Volkov, to me, like John, you hit the nail on the head. I really believe this is stylistically probably one of the better fights for him.
Yes, I agree. And when you're looking at people that he can fight. Yeah,
if he does get this fight to the ground, I definitely give him the advantage.
Big advantage.
Big advantage. And then on the feet, though, Volkov's he's got it for him. But, I mean, if Aspinall could crush that space, get past that push kick and that long jab, I mean, to get inside that phone booth, I think he ends up making it a really good fight.
Yeah, Volkov, when you talk about getting into that phone booth range, getting in tight, he's not comfortable there. He doesn't throw a lot of uppercuts, and he's got those long limbs, and makes it more difficult for it to get his shots off. And so, there's ways of Aspinall to make this a less dangerous fight on the feet, but he's got to work his way to that inside point.
Yeah,
he's really got to get past that push kick. That's the big thing. If he allows that to be a part of it, like a jab that Volkov will do, it's gonna cause him problems throughout the night.
Yep, I agree. Now, look, to me, the fight of the night is going to potentially be this fight right here: Arnold Allen and Dan Hooker.
Oh yeah, I agree.
This looks amazing.
This is a great fight.
John, but I'm going to get into the positivity first. I'm going to get a little bit of negativity right now, okay? I don't want to see Dan Hooker end up in nothing. I thought he had an amazing career. Donald Cerrone had a fantastic career, but he got to the title, then he didn't get it. Then he got to the title shot, didn't get it. Like, he was always right there. Like, if I win this fight, I'm going to get a title shot. I look at Dan Hooker as somebody like is kind of going to be that guy. He's going to get better. He's going to take some losses. Then he's going to come back and get some wins. But he's never going to get to that level. I want to see him continuously grow. Stop taking all these damn really, really tough fights. And then on short notice, too, of a lot of things. I know this fight wasn't short notice. At least I don't think it was.
No, I don't think so.
No. But Arnold Allen's a damn stud. What is he, 17, 18, and 1? Something like that? 17 and 1. And you've got Dan Hooker who's 21 and 11.
Yeah.
I just know that he's good. I know he's tough.
Good.
I know he's good. But I want to see him get his confidence back. Scroll down there so I can see he's lost a couple in a row.
No, his last one was.
He had a win over Haskarat.
Yeah, and then he quickly came back and he took on Islam and that.
Yeah, he was coming off that win. That's right. Then he had lost to Dustin and Chandler.
Kind of being a company man with that, trying to help. He's trying to help out the company.
Yeah, I know, but then this Allen fight is not. I feel like it's get another win, get a win or two, and then let's talk.
This is his first one at 145, isn't it?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jumping into the deep end of the pool.
I know, and I'm just like, he's so big, and then you're gonna fight someone who's got a record like that, and he's super talented, and sure he cuts a significant amount of weight as well, but not as much as Hooker's gonna have to cut. And how are you gonna be in the third round? I'm getting a little nervous for him, man, because he's a big guy. What is he, 6'1"? Dan Hooker's, I think, 6'1".
Yeah.
6 foot, 6'1".
Right, he's tall.
And it's not like he's not super skinny. He's kind of thick. He's got like broad shoulder. He's got the broad shoulder, small waistline, that kind of stuff. But
lean and muscular. But I don't know. I agree with you. They could not have given him a tougher opponent right off the bat. Arnold Allen is freaking good. He's good everywhere. He does not get the credit of being a great fighter. He's a great fighter. He is. Yeah. He's got good stand-up. He's got good wrestling. He's got a good submission game. He's got the full package, man. And he's tough as hell. He is. When we talk about a hard out, sometimes you're not going to find it against him. He's just that good. But I look at it just like you. I'm very interested in the fight. I think it's a great fight. I think Hooker is definitely at a disadvantage in it, though. I'm just going to be honest. It's tough, especially coming in 145 a little bit faster.
Yeah. Do you look at him like I look at Arnold Allen a little bit like how I looked at Bryce Mitchell before he fought Barboza? It's like, he's good, but like, is he gonna be that good? Like who's he fought, that kind of thing. But Arnold Allen's. He's good. He's really good. But I'm saying in terms of like, they don't get the name recognition. You know, like Bryce Mitchell wasn't really getting the name recognition only because of his rap songs and his car sales and all that.
Come on,
shit,
he's
right?
hysterical.
He's so funny, man. He's so funny. You know, but Arnold Allen is like one of those guys that kind of doesn't get the name recognition until you beat somebody like a Dan Hooker.
Yeah, I think it'll help if he gets that win.
Yeah, but sadly, I don't want to see. Like, I like.
But sadly,
Dan
I don't
Hooker
want to see. I don't want to see Dan Hooker lose.
I don't want to see him lose, man. So, I think this is going to be. I think it's going to probably potentially be the best fight of the night. Someone's got to go down. Someone's got to lose. And Arnold Allen's tough, man. 17-1, riding that confidence. That confidence does everything. So, I mean, John, can you pull up 145, Dave?
Here it is.
Yeah, if we pull that up, like who could we have given him though? Somewhere in there. So not Arnold Allen, maybe a Josh Emmett. Scroll, there you go. Scroll, not Giga, like on the feet.
Josh is higher.
No, I know. What do you mean higher?
He's ranked higher than Arnold Allen.
Yeah, Josh
no, I
Emmett
understand
is
that, but
higher.
What are you talking about?
You're saying that
better.
You said Josh Emmett. He goes, he's ranked higher than Arnold Allen.
I understand that, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be a tougher fight. Stylistically, it could be potentially a better fight for him.
I don't know. I don't know if Josh Emmett's a good fight for him either.
It's tough. I understand it's tough. Dave just has a big thing for Josh Emmett. He likes Josh Emmett because they met one time in like an elevator.
I mean, but if you look at all of those guys, like at the 145 is stacked.
Yeah.
The UFC's 145 is stacked. I mean, just a bunch of killers. Because look at Arnold Allen being number 7. I mean, but you look at the guys ahead of him: Josh Emmett, Calvin Kattar, Korean Zombie, Yair, Ortega, Holloway, and then the
Dan's
champ,
also number 8 in lightweight. So just there's that as well.
Yeah.
He's right.
Yeah. I mean,
he shouldn't be anything.
What about Yusuf? Like Yusuf just fought, I know, but that would have been might be a good fight.
So
you have Yusuf. Scroll back. Let me see. Dan Ige would be probably a little. It would be a tough fight because Dan likes to wrestle so much and he's good on the ground. He's got good control, that kind of thing. But I don't know. It would be Bryce Mitchell. We saw. I mean, if he gets a takedown on Hooker,
and Evloev is, you take a look at him. He's at 13. He's a stud.
Jeez. I mean, you look at Shane Burgos. Yeah, he should have went to 70. I'm looking at the 145s. I'm like, shit, it ain't going to get easier, bro.
There's nothing easy there.
Him and Calvin Kattar would be a fun fight, though. Hooker and Calvin Kattar, that'd be a fun fight. I look at that fight, that might be fun because Calvin doesn't kick a lot. Hooker will kick a little bit more, but Calvin's got the better boxing, but Hooker's got good stand-up. Calvin, I think he's scrappy on the ground and very defensive, but scrappy on the ground. Hooker's not going to really take the fight to the ground, but if he does, he's got pretty good ground and pound. I mean, I'm just looking at like if he loses this fight, where does he go from here? After 2 losses and his first loss at 145, and there's
he
no
goes to
easy
170.
fights. He goes to 170. I mean, I don't know. Tough, man.
Hey.
But overall, that's going to be, to me, it's going to be the fight of the night. It's going to be a fun fight. Someone's got to lose. And Arnold Allen is a freaking stud. So I'm excited for that fight.
Yep, I don't blame you.
All right. Your boy's out there starting club fights and stuff. Paddy Pimblett.
Fighting people. He should. Okay, obviously he should be fighting Topuria, even though they're different weight classes. Does not matter. They should be fighting. Or is Topuria 155? I thought he was 145.
I think he's 145.
That's what I thought. Yeah, okay.
Typura? It's Topuria. Yeah, I think he's one. What is he there for? Is he fighting on this card? He's not even on this card.
Yes, he is.
There he is, right there. Yeah, there he is. So click on him. He's 145, I believe.
But he's fighting.
He's 55. Look,
he's saying, but he's ranked in the 45. He's been a 45er.
Well, some people change weight classes like Dan Hooker.
Damn, you just switched with Dan.
Dave. Let me see.
He's not in here.
No, he's in the 45, isn't he?
Yeah.
No. Yeah,
dude, number 15.
Oh, he's 15. Yeah.
Number 15. Yeah. So now he's up at lightweight?
This fight is a lightweight.
So he can fight the Paddy.
Yeah. He's just trying. He's trying to get that attention right away.
That's all right. Good.
He's trying to get that attention right away.
I think we take Jai Herbert, put him in a fight against Rodrigo, and we put Paddy and Topuria. Come on. Now that's what you do.
Yeah, let's just switch it right now.
Switch it now.
Do the best thing you can for the fighters. Wonderful.
Or someone just trips Vargas up in the hallway, and then Topuria
jumps in.
Yeah.
You can even tag him.
Perfect. All right. So Vargas versus Pimblett. I mean, Pimblett, look, even though he had a great comeback win, but he wasn't super impressive, John. Remember, he got rocked. He got stumbled a little bit. I mean, he was on stilts for a second doing the stanky leg. So, look, he's a tough kid. There's no doubt. There's no quitting him. He's a gamer, but he's gonna have to show me a little bit more. I know he's good, guys. All you guys are gonna be on the comments hating on me because I'm not bringing him down. I'm a believer. I'm a believer in Paddy Pimblett. He is.
He's a showman. He's fun to watch.
He is.
But you have to be, there's ways of beating him. And you look at Soren Bach. I think that was his last loss. I'm not sure. He may have had one in between there or something. But Soren Bach just took him down and dismantled him. Yeah. Now, I mean, it went to a decision, but when I say dismantle, Pimblett just had no answer for the grappling of Soren Bach, the wrestling of it. And Soren's not a guy that you look at and you go, not real exciting, but man, when it comes to the wrestling part, he's got it down. He's like Colby Covington. He's just a guy that just neutralizes you, puts you in a bad place. So there's nothing, no shame in that he couldn't get past Soren Bach. But you take a look at, the guys that are going to be putting him against. I don't think they're going to be putting Paddy against anybody that's got that wrestling background right now. They're going to be putting him against strikers, and he's going to do pretty well with strikers. Yeah,
they're going to try to build him a little bit like they did Conor McGregor.
I don't blame him.
They're going to spend the time and slow play it.
Give him the personality
the fights that potentially can, he can stand with. He's just got to make sure. Like, the one thing that I will say about Conor McGregor is that as he was coming up, he didn't start letting it get to his head until after he beat Aldo. Now, don't get me wrong, he was still a talker. That was the thing that sold him to people, though. But he really didn't let his head completely blow up until after he beat Conor. Or not Conor, but after he beat Aldo. Once he got, he was talking, like, he kind of, I think in his mind, he knew, the Seaver fight, the Chad Mendes fight was definitely his toughest test, in that fight. So I think they're going to build him, kind of Paddy Pimblett, they're going to build him that same way. Give him the fights that he needs for about 4 or 5 fights, stand-up guys, and then probably even try to do something like they did with when a wrestler's got to come in on a last-minute notice. Okay, we'll give you a guy that can wrestle a little bit, but he's got, short term. He's got 10 days, he's got 12 days, he's got 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it is. So that might be it. Who knows? But I think that's kind of the direction they're going to go with Paddy. We'll see. I wish him the best, man. He's a young, talented kid, likes to talk.
27 years of age or something like that.
Just build these guys
up. A lot left in the tank.
Yes. Gunnar Nelson making a comeback, huh?
I love that.
Like in terms of he's been out for a while. It's been out for a while.
I love Gunnar Nelson. He's a good guy, good fighter, unbelievable grappler. One time when he was going to fight Damian Maia, that was the fight I wanted. It was like, I want that fight, and I got it. And I was all excited about it. Dude, this is going to be awesome. 2 best grapplers going at it. One from the year, one from Brazil. It's going to be awesome. Me and Mark Goddard had a bet on it. It was good. It was amazing to see just the difference of levels when you talk about the grappling, because Gunnar's good.
Yeah. But Damian Maia is
better.
It's just people don't realize. When you put down. It's funny, man. Like, I've trained with guys all around the world. And like I said, I've trained with Rafa Mendes. I've trained with
good.
Lucas Leite, Leo Vieira. I mean, just so many good. Philip Pomoski, just super talented fighters. I mean, jiu-jitsu practitioners.
Jiu-jitsu guys, yeah.
And it's like, damn, you guys are freaking so good. It's just levels and levels above what.
Yeah, you're just working to keep them from finishing you.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like the whole time.
So when you were a white belt and you train with a purple belt or a brown belt, that's what it feels like when you're a black belt training with a top level black belt. That's what it feels like. You're like, damn, this is horrible. I mean,
this normally doesn't happen, and I'm not having fun.
Yeah, this is not even fun, man. I've trained with so many good guys.
But Gunnar his ground game is stifling. And Sato's good on the ground. I don't think he's good enough to stop what Gunnar does. He's got a different style. He's got more of the the Japanese fighters have a different approach sometimes to the grappling sequences and the scenarios, and they'll go for things, and we'll see if it works for him. With Gunnar and what he does, but Gunnar Nelson is he is good.
Yeah,
he doesn't get the credit that he deserves for how tough he is.
Yeah, he's been out for a while, John. What, 2.5, 3 years?
Yeah, everything started to seem to me kind of for him. You remember when he fought Ponzinibbio?
Yeah, 219.
Yeah, was that
219, 2019?
Well, it's 219.
What a knucklehead!
But
oh man,
that fight seemed to be a turning point in him. He got the eye pokes and everything, and a lot of bad things happened in that fight. And that was the fight that seemed like things started to tail off a little bit for him. I hope he comes back and has a great fight.
Yeah, I mean, like they gave him. I remember the Leon Edwards fight, which I thought Leon won. I thought he won
close.
Convincingly, but it was a split decision. It was close, but I thought I gave Leon the fight. But Leon was able to take him down and kind of control some of the ground. That kind of surprised me a little bit in that fight. The speed was definitely a factor in that fight. And then you go to the Gilbert Burns fight, which I was surprised that he actually survived in terms of submissions and all the other stuff. I mean, I expected Gilbert to basically dominate him, and that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, so overall though, I think he had
good.
his win over Cowboy, and then he had lost to Ponzinibbio. But yeah, I remember what you're saying. Well, hopefully he comes back and he has a great performance. I love when he's from Iceland, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Iceland. Dave, what'd you say?
I said yes.
Dave's in the middle of a yawn.
You were trying to catch me in a yawn.
Yeah,
no, he wasn't trying to catch you in the middle of the yawn. He did catch you in the middle.
I can't even see you. Like, how would I know if you were yawning or not? Oh man. All right, so you got Molly McCann, my baby girl. Yeah, I love Molly. We ran into her in
Ireland.
In Ireland, man, she's just an absolute. She's a ray of fucking
She's a
sunshine.
Savage.
Yeah, she's just like
she never
she's a ray of
has
sunshine.
She never has a bad moment.
Nah.
She's just always happy, always enthused about whatever's going on, happy for other people. She's just awesome.
Yep, love everything about her. Hopefully she gets this win. She's been training super hard. When we saw her, she's slimmed down. She's like doesn't look the same. She said,
"Oh, she looks really good.
No more meatball." She's like,
"No more meatball."
She's like, "Nope, look there's no more meatball right now." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, because I came up and gave her a hug, and I was like, "Oh," I was like, "Whoa!" I put my arms around her. I was like, "Whoa!" She's like, "Yeah, no more meatball."
I'm taking it serious. I'm done with that.
She's a doll, though, man. I absolutely love her. Jai Herbert versus Topuria. I mean, is Topuria's mind going to be on Herbert, or is his mind going to be on Paddy? Okay, if I go out there, I did what I did in terms of, they got in a little scuffle, him and Paddy Pimblett.
Yeah.
If now is my mind focused on the guy that's in front of me, or is it focused on, and the same thing go for Paddy. It goes both ways. If Topuria wins and then Paddy goes out there, is he thinking like, oh, he won. Now we have a little scuffle. Okay, like pressure's on me to get the win. I mean, you got to stay focused on the person that's in the cage with you, because those are the ones that are going to hurt you.
Yeah, I'm just being Jai Herbert got a really nice win in his last fight. I know he had lost to Moicano before that by rear naked choke, but Topuria is freaking good. Yeah. Undefeated, man. And I mean, he has smoked some people. His last fight, his last one got canceled, but the one that he went through was Ryan Hall. And, he knocked Ryan Hall out in the first round, and he put it on Ryan.
Yeah.
Where a lot of guys were not too happy fighting Ryan Hall. This guy's good, and he's solid everywhere. Not that Jai Herbert is not. He's good too, but I'm a fan of Topuria.
Yeah.
Guy is awesome. This is a big fight in my opinion, it's a big fight for Herbert. He's got to come out there and prove how good he is. He knocked what was it, Kama Worthy? Did he knock him out in the last fight? Big time. What's that?
Herbert?
Yeah, he knocked out Worthy, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did.
So that was a big win, and because Worthy was doing well.
But he lost to Moicano right before that, and then he lost to Trinaldo before that as well.
It's a Brazilian
Trinaldo's
thing.
stud, man. Yeah, it's a Brazilian. I wouldn't understand.
You talk about just a rock solid. What is he? 40 years old. He got no quit in him, and that dude just comes to just fight. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Who's 40, John?
No,
Is he 40?
he's talking about he's talking about what's his name?
Oh, Trinaldo.
Trinaldo.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm just talking.
No, off topic. Yeah. No, overall though, I think that should be a fun fight. Topuria should either edge him out or I don't know if he gets the finish, but it should be a good fight.
It will
I love
be.
watching the smaller guys. Americani versus Grundy.
Mike Grundy, good fight.
Yeah.
Americani
Grundy's a
can
savage.
wrestle.
Yep.
And Grundy's tough as hell, so that's a great matchup. That's a lot of these. The other one that I'm really looking forward to on the prelims is frickin' Nikita Krylov against Paul Craig. Your boy, Dave. Your boy back. Can he get another submission?
Freedom.
Can I say this though? It's a
Yeah.
slap in the face that he's not higher up.
Okay, thank you. I thought the same thing.
How is
You don't-
Paul Craig so far down? The only thing I can think of, John.
Go ahead.
The only thing I can think
Talk
of
to me, Goose.
is maybe a time frame type thing, so that people in the UK can watch him instead of if he's later on the card. We do that sometimes in Bellator. We
Yeah.
put some of the people, at the beginning of the card on the main prelims, on the first part of the prelims, so that the people in the UK can go to sleep. It's like they're up so late.
This card's in London.
Oh
This
shit!
one's in
I
London.
thought it was I thought it was at the Apex. I thought it was a fight night in the
No,
Apex.
this is in London.
Got it.
I don't get it.
Then I think it's a slap in the face. Sorry, man. That sucks.
I mean,
Why are you
wasn't
so
he,
far down?
he was on the main card when he armbarred Jamal Hill, right?
Yeah, Jamal. Yeah, Jamil Hill.
Wasn't that
Jamal
on the
Hill?
main card?
I believe so. Yep.
How do you go from that to being now you're in the prelims? I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about the lineup. It's a good lineup, but
Yeah, it
Nikita
was
Krylov against
second
Paul
pick.
Craig, it seems like that should have made the main card.
Yeah, but then he's also ranked higher, I think, than Jamil Craig, right?
I don't know if he's in the ranking.
Jamal Hill?
Light heavyweight.
No, Paul Craig. Isn't he in the
yes, he's number
rankings?
11.
Yeah, he's number 11.
Jamal Hill's above him.
10.
Oh,
Was-
how is that? How is
Well,
that even possible?
and this is my point. Look at Paul Craig arm bars Jamal Hill, and I like
Dislocates
Jamal
his
Hill,
elbow.
right? Dislocates his elbow, wins the fight on the main card. Basically the next time we see Jamal Hill, he's the main event. He fought Johnny Walker. Wasn't that the next one he had?
Yeah.
No, he fought Jimmy.
Oh, he
Crute.
fought
He
Jimmy
fought
Crute.
Jimmy
Okay,
Crute.
I'm sorry.
It wasn't, yeah.
I forgot about the
But-
Jimmy Crute.
But regardless, though, John, I don't care if you've had 2 fights in. I get it, you're up there, but you still lost. That Paul Craig should have just been pushed up ahead of you, and you right behind him, even if it's just one spot. Or why not? Because the
Paul
trend
Craig's
right now
not
is
fought
to.
since then.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Hey,
But
you need to
he's
start
fought
sticking up for your
twice.
boy. You need to stop. Stick up for your boy.
He's fought twice. Jamal Hill's fought twice.
Yeah,
since
but he
then.
hasn't beaten anybody that's ranked higher than Paul Craig. Where's Paul? Where was Johnny Walker ranked at? Actually, let me see that.
Johnny
I
Walker.
don't
could
know
not
where.
have
I don't
been
know where
ranked
he was
higher.
ranked. He was probably ranked higher than Paul Craig at the time.
No way.
Johnny
They-
Walker's 12
had
right
it.
No
now.
way.
No, but
think he
yeah,
was
so
higher.
that makes me think that he was ranked higher before he lost to Jamal Hill.
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah, he was probably number 10, and then they just
Okay.
see. That's what my point is. Why not just bump Paul Craig up one, and then why not just stick with the trend? Because if I'm looking at 185, there's 3 number 9s, so or whatever it is. Yeah, so why don't I just stick with the trend and have 2 number 10s then, or something, or 2 number 9s? Let's go, guys. Keep your trend going. They've got 2 number 9s in.
They got 3
in,
number
the-
4s in the 185s.
They got 2 number 9s in the one
In the
four-
lightweight.
In the lightweights. They got
Gregor
3
and Connor are 2 number 9s. Then they've got 4th. They've got 3 4s in the
Jeez.
middleweights.
In the middleweights. They've got to stop. Bellator did
Gotta
the
have a
same thing with
tiebreaker
the 2
there.
number 2s. You got to have a tiebreaker. This
Stupid.
is embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Who's got more finishes?
Yeah, more finishes. You got to figure out who's I don't know. I'm sure there's got to be some sort of stat who's dominated more minutes of a round of their fights in the last 4 fights or something like that. I don't know.
More finishes.
Yeah, I get it.
You knock out or you submit. You're above them.
That's true. You get more finishes, yep, in the last 4 fights or 5 fights, whatever it is. Anyways, all right, let's go back to the card.
Let's go back to the card.
Dun, dun, let's go. Jack Shore versus Valiev.
Valiev's good. Jack Shore and Valiev is both. They're both really good. That's a good fight. It's,
15-0 Jack Shore, and then 6. What is that? 18 or 16? 18-2.
This might be his first loss.
You know, John, it's funny. They haven't been to London in a long time, so now they're coming back to London. This is their first overseas, correct, outside of Fight Island, and since COVID.
Ooh.
Yeah, it might be.
I think it is. I think they did.
Except for the Abu Dhabi stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like outside the Fight Island, I think this is their first show overseas. Yeah, I think so.
Could be
interesting. I mean, it would explain why they've got such a good stack card. It's like they got to go over there with a little bit of a bang. They've got. This is, to me, this is one of those sneaky good cards. It has a lot of some names on it, but they're fighting talented fighters as well. Like you said, Krylov versus Paul Craig. That's going to be a good fight. That's what's embarrassing that it's so low. And then Valiev versus Shore. That's going to be a good fight.
Great fight.
And you've got Topuria versus Herbert, and you've got Molly versus Carolina. I mean, you've got some good fights on here. Amir Khani versus Grundy. Grundy's a dog, man. He's gonna take some shots, gonna deliver some shots, but he's a dog. So this makes for a fun card, guys. I mean, and it's free. What else do you guys want? Now I do know that they're sticking with their time, so we're gonna have to watch it at what, like 2 a.m. or some shit.
I don't think that's correct. I remember looking.
No, it would be like if it was nighttime there, it would be somewhere around 2 o'clock.
I think it's just afternoon here.
1 o'clock,
so
4 p.m.
12
Eastern.
noon.
Okay, because everyone's like, "Oh man, when the fights are like at 7 o'clock at night, there it's like 3 a.m. our time in the UK." Which,
well,
1
the UK when they're in the North America, in the UK it's 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah,
I feel for those people.
Hey, you guys don't act like everybody in the UK. Stop whining. You guys, before you guys were even brought into the world of fights, okay? John and I were staying up super late to watch Pride, okay? It was like the main event didn't go on until like 5 a.m. And like that was the best fight, right?
Yep.
Like you're staying up, man. It was crazy. So I don't want to hear it. We've been there, okay? Don't act like we haven't been there. I've been there.
It's true.
Before half of you guys were even born. I can start saying that now.
Too.
That's so crazy.
It's it's so funny. When I do bios and I'm looking at fighters and I do their date of birth, it's like,
jeez,
holy shit, MMA's been around longer than you've been alive. Oh my God, I'm old,
John. Some of these guys, I kid you not, some of them when I started my UFC career, not even when I started my MMA career, my UFC career, they weren't born yet.
Yeah.
They're like 19, 20, 21.
21, 22.
I mean, that's crazy. Like 21, 22. You guys are fighting. You're 21, 22. And man, well, that's when I started.
Oh, the time it goes.
Oh, it is. It's faded away. All right. Hey, well, that kind of wraps up our UFC talk. This is Fight Night. What is it? 204?
204?
What?
Whoa.
No. What,
UFC London?
No, I know, but it's UFC London. It's at 204. Fight Night.
Fight Night 204. Yes.
No one calls it that, Josh.
Josh just did.
I just did.
They don't call it that anymore.
Oh, Josh.
Okay, so UFC Fight Night 204. Volkov versus Aspinall. Look, guys, this is a sneaky good card, and I cannot wait to watch these guys fight. I can't wait to watch this fight go down because these fights are going to be good. I think there's a lot of good fights on here that should end up being surprisingly very good, John.
No, London got a good card. They really did.
Yeah,
there's a lot of quality fighters, good matchups.
London deserves one, man. They got a freaking great energy in their crowds, man. Italy had some good fans. Israel has some great fans. And then Ireland, I think, is still the top dog, but then London is not far.
No, they're awesome.
Not far behind them. So they're actually all phenomenal places. So I think it's good when UFC comes back. They haven't been there in a long time, since before pre-COVID, I believe. I can't think of another time that they've been there because it's been a struggle for Bellator to get in there, but we've been going there. So, yeah. But it's their crowd and their energy is there, and I'm glad they're stepping up and putting together a good card for over there. Good stuff.
Yeah, no, it needs to be done. It's got to work because the UFC's kind of changed their whole thing. They've got they used to be all over, and they were very good at always kind of going back at least once a year at places. But if you were a fight fan, it made you want to go. Hey, I got to go because they're not going to be back for a while. They haven't been back in a lot of places. They've had a thing going in Houston with the Toyota Center. They got that going. They have the Apex, where I don't blame them. It's cheap for them, but it's taken away from the fans' experience being able to go to some of the fight night shows that were all over the place in smaller kind of markets. But it is what it is.
Well, they go to Houston all the time because doesn't one of the Fertitta brothers or something like that, they're part owner of the Houston Rockets?
Someone owns something
like
there
that.
with the basketball.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, let's jump into some news, right?
So we're going to get into this first piece. So I wanted to just show you guys this video from today where the UFC, or from last night where the UFC shared Topuria, I was trying to say his name properly, and then Paddy Pimblett. They got in a scuffle over at the hotel when we were doing check-ins.
So Topuria says, "I warned you. This is what happens when you disrespect me and my country. You saw me and wanted to greet me because you're shit." Because you shit your pants. You should thank my team because of it. Because of them, it's what
if it wasn't them for separating me, I would have
me.
taken your head off.
I don't know, buddy.
The UFC baddie.
I don't know. It would have been a good. I mean, like, it makes for good news. I mean, I don't know if they're going to give him to Topuria right after this fight if stuff goes down. But he steps up. He didn't hesitate. Remind me a little bit of that George Masvidal, a little bit of that Masvidal style, just to Leon Edwards, like they just walk up, boom, boom, boom. So, yeah, there was no hesitation, but good stuff.
So much for being hospitable.
No. The problem is, though, John, like, this gets into both fighters' heads leading into fight week.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, this is not what you want. Like, okay, is he watching? Okay, they put some more pressure on you to perform. If one of them loses, what do you think the other one's going to say? Bitch, you ain't ready for me. That's why you lost. That's what's going to happen. So it's like now they've put both of them have pressure on them to make sure they get the win. And if they both get the win, are they just thinking, okay, now I'm next? And it just leads to this drama, which is great. I get it. If you're a promotion, you're like, yeah.
I don't think the UFC
Dana
is
White's
upset
going,
about
yeah.
it. There you go. I think the UFC is sitting there going, oh, hey, guys, stop that. Way to go.
Oh, no.
All good.
Dana's at home just doing this. Just eating it up. He's just eating it up. All right, what's next?
All right, this next one, another clip I have here. And it's from none other than Sean Strickland this time, who basically...
Sean's on fire.
Yeah. He said he posted on Twitter saying he went to pass someone, and they almost swerved into him, and he had to stop for safety reasons, and it was...
God, I fucking hate old rich white women.
So here's that clip of Sean's approach. He runs up on this woman.
Video. Go call the fuck. Do you have a boyfriend or a fucking son you can call over here?
Yeah, I do. He works for the government.
Get the fuck out of here.
Really
Fuck off.
To get these lights?
Yeah, please do, you fucking dumb bitch.
Yes, I do. He works for the government. What does that mean?
Oh
what does that mean?
Doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything.
I love it.
Like, get your boyfriend or your husband involved and see what happens if he's involved in the government. It's not gonna doesn't do anything. Gosh,
I love it.
I mean, I hate that he posted it. It's funny because I like to laugh at it, but it just is. John, I mean, like, there's a couple things. It lets you know that he doesn't have outside of fight in the stick or whatever. This is the real him. He doesn't have a filter.
No.
And so it doesn't seem like he's not like a Chael where he can turn it off and on.
No.
This is who he is.
No, yeah.
This seems like who he is. I don't know him. I've never met him. I've never met him. So,
Sean's going to tell you what he thinks. That's
yeah.
I
don't know.
Look at it comes down to this. Hold on. My dad had a secretary once when he was working for the IACP, International Association of Chiefs of Police, and he did training all over. And she used to set up stuff, but she was, very nice person, but she definitely felt like she had the right to tell anybody what she thought and nothing would happen. You know, and it was always that way. And then one day she's driving her car like that and, you know, does something, gives the finger, and someone says, oh, okay, and stops their car and blocks her in, then goes over and punches the window, breaks the window, right? And pulls her out of the car. And all of a sudden it wasn't like, I can do this to anybody. You can't do those things to anybody. If you would not do those things, you know, if you're not in your car is not a bubble of security. That's all I want to tell people. It's not.
No.
Okay. Although Sean, Sean, just walk away.
Yeah.
I love you. Just walk.
It's true. Like the thing is, little things like that can add up to bigger things.
Oh, yes.
And it can happen. It happens real quick. And I think with just a couple years of maturity and just understanding that your life can change.
Oh, yes, it can.
You know, John, I mean, and for all the young guys and the young fighters or young athletes or whatever, I can tell you, man, from experience and really shitty experience, that your life can change in a split second. And you don't realize it. But it only takes one person to say something, do something, and then you counter back. Just leave it. Walking alone. I know when we were kids, man, you know, and my parents used to tell me, like, just walk away. You know, my mom mainly, but not, you know, my dad was like, no, go ahead. You can go ahead.
That was my dad.
As long as you didn't, my dad always said,
as long as you
don't throw the first punch.
As long as you didn't start it.
As long as you didn't start it, you didn't throw the first punch. That was my dad's thing. I give you full permission to hit him back after
punch
him
in the middle of the face.
Yep. That was my dad's thing, yeah. And so my mom was like, no, just walk away. Like, it doesn't mean anything. I mean, like, it's easier said than done now that you're an adult. You're like, yeah, I don't care. I'm never going to see you again. But these kids at school, you see them all the time. This lady, he's never going to see her again.
Doesn't matter.
You know, it doesn't matter. Like, and that's the thing is, let's just say there was a husband or a son in the car, and that son gets out and says something. You're talking to my mother that way?
Yes.
And then he beats him up.
Yep.
Now it becomes a problem.
Yes.
You call, like, think about that. Like, what happens if there's another fighter, but he's an amateur fighter? He's not as good as you. And he hears you call his mom a bitch. You think that guy's going to stay in the car? Absolutely not. He's filling his oats. He's going to get out of the car. He's going to get his ass kicked, and then they're going to sue you.
Yes.
And there it goes. It doesn't take long.
Nope.
It takes one bad decision. And I know it's easier said than done, but I just speak from experience, been in jail, been like all over the news, everything like that. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it at all.
Nope.
Just, you know, I think about all the decisions, even as I got older, I made. I was like, man, this is not the business.
No difference.
This is not.
Like, all I can tell you is when you end up having to pay money out, even when you weren't wrong, it's still your money, and it fucking sucks. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't put
It's
yourself
funny.
there.
I knew that I knew I was in jeopardy of losing, like, my fighting career. I got into a fight at a nightclub one time, and Scott Coker called me, and he's like, hey, if you're going to fight for free, let me know. I'll set it up. Otherwise, stop fighting in the clubs.
There you go.
And I was like,
and just
ooh.
like, that's a very clean and easy and professional way to say, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And it got your attention, and that's the best.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And that was kind of like the end of the whole fight in the club thing. It was like, I was like, yeah, okay, I make a lot of money. Do you want to lose all that for being a knucklehead? All right.
I
So,
don't think so.
anyways, I wish Sean the best, man, but who
Just
cares about these?
don't worry,
Yeah,
don't
we
worry
just
about
will.
the rich white ladies. Just let them go.
Bunch of fucking Karens.
That's it.
All right.
I swear.
So this next story, Dana White joins Logan Paul. Who thought those words would ever come out of my mouth? Joins Logan Paul on his podcast for an interview. Talk about a bunch of things, but one of the biggest things was the possibility that Logan Paul and Jake Paul go over to the UFC. Dana says for Jake Paul, and I'm quoting right now, probably not. No to Jake Paul, won't fight Conor McGregor. He shouldn't be fighting Conor McGregor. The guy is huge. What is he, 6'1", 210? Conor fights at 145, 155. There's weight classes for a reason. It's a stretch for Conor to even fight 170. He fought Nate there, but it's not his weight class, not even close. And then when asked about Logan Paul potentially coming over, he said, who would you fight? You have wrestling and boxing, so it's different from like the Jake thing. You've done jiu-jitsu, right? I'm not saying no.
Didn't Jake's wrestled? I think Logan was a better
I
wrestler than
believe
Jake.
so. Yeah,
But
I
Jake
think Logan
wrestled
was
also.
the better wrestler.
He's looking for a way to say no to Jake. And
Of
yes
course
to
he
Logan.
is. You know why?
Yeah.
Logan has not pushed Dana's buttons. A guy named Jake has. He's done a whole lot of stuff, and he's had some. Look at social media wise, he's 10-8, probably 10-7 on Dana right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I don't see either one of those guys fighting in the UFC. I don't see that happening. Specifically Jake. I mean, Jake's got a contract with Showtime for boxing. You know, I mean, I don't know how they would try to contractually hold him if he decided to go do MMA somewhere else. How the UFC held Conor. You know, like when he went and fought Mayweather. You know, they kind of had a piece of the pie kind of situation. So I don't know how they would work all that out, but something would happen. I mean, if it did, they wouldn't let Jake go anyways. I don't think. Yeah, while he's under contract. Logan, I think is free to do whatever he wants. I think.
Did Logan ever get paid by Floyd? I heard he didn't get paid.
I don't know. That's a Floyd thing.
That's a Floyd thing.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, if you think about it, right? I mean, it's more Logan's fault for not having his lawyers look it over properly to make sure he got paid. Yeah.
Good point.
I mean, I've done a couple business things where I'm like, I send it back and forth to my lawyer, and everyone's like, "Oh, we got to get this thing signed now," and I'm like, "Okay, it ain't getting signed until he's done looking at
signed
it."
when it gets signed.
You redline it, you send it back, they send it back, redline for them, and they, believe it or not, they've erased some of your red lines. You got to go back through and redline it again. Yeah, it's got to make sense. So it takes time. I mean,
How
they were trying to
dare
rush
you
it, I
take
think,
away
to-
my red line? How dare you?
No, I mean, people don't realize that that's what lawyers do. They're sneaky like that. They're like, oh, they won't notice this one little thing. And no, they go back over the contract and lawyers read it all over. They read the whole thing again. It's not like they just read the points they redline. No, because they probably added it in somewhere else. So, it takes time. It takes a process. And they slapped that fight together pretty quick. So I'm sure the lawyers didn't have a chance to really airing it all out. And I think Floyd knew that. So he's like, yeah, I'm not paying that kid.
I don't think Dana would do anything for Jake unless he knew that he could make it to where Jake was going to get squashed. Then he might do it.
I agree. Next.
All right, sticking the theme of these Paul brothers, Jake Paul tweeted out, I believe there's been a follow-up since then, but Jake Paul tweeted out, Dana, since you like me now, how about a one-fight UFC deal to fight Conor? If I win, you agree to my UFC fighter pay and healthcare proposal. If I lose, I donate my entire purse to all UFC fighters who make less than $50K a fight and never mention UFC again. Deal?
Look, he just answered that in the Logan Paul interview. He's like, it doesn't make any sense. You're 210. Let's just say you're 200. Like, Conor's not 200. Conor's like maybe 185. That doesn't make any sense. And then when Conor's in shape, he's probably closer to 78, 76, somewhere in there. Doesn't make sense. I mean, he might not even be that big. I mean,
He's been looking pretty
he might
big
not even be
lately.
that big. He's looking kind of big right now.
Thick.
I get what you're saying, but he's also not in fight shape.
No.
So, I mean, watching him hit the mitts, he didn't look like he was in fight shape. You know, I mean, he was laboring to move all that muscle around, John.
Hey.
He was clubbing the punches.
It does
don't get me
not
wrong,
make you
he's
better
extremely-
to be bigger. Look, there's a you know about the boxing match coming up. I think it's this weekend. You got to watch it. Got to watch it. The heaviest of heavies. The heaviest heavyweight boxing match, I think, ever.
Really?
Eddie Hall of strongman fame and fortune against Hagporth Bjornsson, the Mountain. I might have said that wrong.
No, the mountain.
Yeah, Thor.
Dude.
Look, there you go.
Please tell me. Please tell me.
Eddie
this
Hall
whole
versus
thing's gonna-
Hagporth Bjornsson. Now, 6'9".
What?
I don't know if he's still 400 pounds, but he was, at one time he was a little over 400 pounds. Eddie Hall will probably weigh in somewhere around 330. I think Bjornsson probably be somewhere around there too. It'll be like 660 pounds pounding on each other. But I'm going to be honest. Look, I've watched Hafthor Bjornsson actually box. He boxed a arm wrestler who I really like, Devin Larat from Canada. Great guy. Awesome guy. And he actually looked good. And then he had another boxing match against a guy. I can't think of who it was, but if you take a look at what he looks like now, he is ripped. He is lean. He looks good, and he actually boxes well. Everything's tight. He throws straight. Then there's Eddie Hall. I watched his stuff. It is not looking too sharp. It is not looking too clean. It is all about intensity, and I'm gonna rip your head off with one shot. But Eddie's a tough dude. He's in for a size disadvantage as far as reach and height and everything like that. So this might not end well for him. I don't know. He's a stud though. Both of those guys.
1 minute rounds.
No, man. 3 minute rounds, baby.
Please God.
Hey,
please God.
No, Bjorn.
Rounds, please God.
I'm telling you, I've watched Bjornsson fight. He went, I think, 8 rounds already. His first fight was 1 round, but both of these guys deadlifted over 1,000 pounds. Eddie Hall was the first guy. I think it was 1,100 pounds with straps, and then Bjornsson beat it by 1 pound.
Did you see that girl, the Olympic black girl?
Yeah,
She
yeah,
deadlifted like 680.
Nah, it was
680.
Was it 680? I know it was 6 something. So yeah,
I took a screenshot of that and I sent it over to
send that over to Brendan
Bradley
Schaub.
Martin and Brendan Schaub and
All you
those
thick
guys,
boys,
man. All you thick boys, better step up your game, man.
Boy, you're getting left behind.
She deadlifted 680. I was like, good God.
Okay, you're talking about
Don't
680, and I
know.
was just talking about 1,100.
Yeah, I know.
No, look at that.
No.
Holy Christ. Becca Swanson, 672. What was the one that you saw?
I think she did 680.
Come on.
I-
Come on,
yeah.
Josh.
I can't rember her name.
You don't.
It was a black girl.
You
though.
don't know
She was
deadlifting.
thick, man.
Yeah,
She was thick.
yeah, she's heavy.
She lifted that shit like wham. I was like, oh snap.
Wait, is it
Anyway.
425? Is it?
No,
No,
Is it
680.
it wasn't.
I think it was like a new
I don't
record.
think it was 680.
No, that's not her, buddy.
She lifted 425.
That
Hey, good for
she
her,
lifted
man.
420.
That's awesome.
Damn, that's more than Dave.
That's more than you could do.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No,
Oh,
it's
we're gonna
not.
bet on this one.
No, my little skinny ass can do 400.
400, not 425.
You're right. Give me a couple weeks to practice. I get 420. I ain't listening to that. I ain't listening to that chick. I don't give a
The
shit.
challenge is on now.
My little
Let's
skinny
go.
legs can actually lift. I got a big ass, and that's where a lot of it is from.
I know. Look at mine.
I'm telling you, brother, John. You know, I got a big ass, man.
Got some bootay.
Yeah, I do, man. Bigger hammer to drive the nail.
Oh, there you now you're using mine.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
What else we got?
All right, next story. Kevin Holland is once again a superhero and takes down and refrains or detains a gunman in a Houston restaurant last night, saving potentially 40 to 50 people from death.
Look, I just want to say this.
Go ahead.
You're going to get people saying things on both sides of this. All right. But I just want to commend Kevin Holland because, look, to move forward, to walk forward towards that instead of running away. You took a chance. You did. Could it ended up bad for you? Yeah, it could have. Way to go, Kevin. Sometimes, you know what? Other people's lives are more important than what can happen to you. You did, you took care of business. You put the guy on a choke. I'm not saying he was all by himself or anything like that. There was other people, I think, that stepped forward and did something. And that's what real men do. You're awesome. I love what you did.
Yeah, you know what my thought process is?
Go.
Bro, move out of Houston. The fact that
It's time
you've
to
been
get out
involved
of
in 2 of
Houston.
these situations, it's time to get out of Houston.
This doesn't happen
I mean,
to Derek Lewis. See, because when Derek comes in, people go, we ain't touching this fucking place.
Nah, but I mean, like, Derek Lewis also ain't running after people and catching them. That's the other
That's
thing.
true.
This guy ran the first time he ran after the guy and caught him.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah.
I mean, look it. He's about right and wrong. He's about doing, what he believes is right. And again, it's not easy to move forward when bad things can happen to you.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
nice job.
No, I would have to agree with you 100% on the Ditto situation as well. And just, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of courage, not just courage, but there's a mindset that goes along with, like, you're willing to risk everything for other people.
That's it.
And that's very like I live in California. That shit is rare. Like these people, never mind. I won't get into it. It's just around here. You're not going to find that. It's very rare that you find that, in a lot of places. But good for him, man. I'm happy for him. I'm glad he's safe. That's the biggest thing.
Glad no one got hurt. Glad he's safe. Like I said, way to go.
Yep. Next.
All right, let's wrap up on this one.
Let's go.
Aspen Ladd is reigniting the beef with Miesha Tate in a recent
Aspen Ladd
interview
talked to
saying-
Sean Strickland.
She's saying Miesha Tate is the Karen of MMA, and she will fight her for free because she just wants to hit her.
Yeah, I mean, you go right ahead. I mean, you would have only got half your purse anyways, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Oh,
Aspen,
look at what you just did.
Aspen ain't gonna beat her, John. If she got one takedown, if Miesha, like you said earlier, if Miesha Tate got one takedown,
It's over.
she ain't getting up.
Nope.
Aspen Ladd ain't getting up.
Nope.
Yeah, and yeah. I mean, like, look, let's just put that fight together. I'm ready.
I
to
think
see
they
it anyways.
should.
I mean,
But
tell me how
but
Aspen
hold on.
Ladd beats her.
Didn't Miesha just move to 125?
She did.
I think she'd stay at 35 for that
So
fight.
I think
she's like,
might come up for it.
she's like, yeah, I'll take that check. Then I'll go to 25. I think maybe if she was at 25, she'd still fight her. Look, Aspen Ladd, she came in on a high. She was rolling, took a couple losses, and now it's like you're just picking a fight. Just get some wins, then come back and have a conversation.
Well, this was all over that, what we talked about, with her, it's her boyfriend and her coach, Jim West. And again, the coach is supposed to know what it is that gets the fighter in line in the fight, gets them motivated, gets them on course. Everybody's different. Some people need to be patted on the butt. They need to be cheerleaded. And some people need to be kind of, sternly talked to, and, maybe the nicest words don't come out. It just, everybody's different. And if that's what gets her going and he knows that and she's okay with it,
Yeah.
like I said before, it's this is a fight. It's okay.
Yeah. I just don't think it's any, like, if my coaches talk to me a certain way, that's between us.
That's
And
it.
If people want to criticize them, yeah, I mean, they really just should be left out of that. But I mean, regardless of all that, now you're back at Miesha, like, just leave it alone. I think that's the point. Like, leave it alone. She's at 25, you're at 35, whatever it is. Even if she stayed at 35, I don't know. We've seen those fights that there's a little bit of animosity, whatever it is, but they're not always the best fights, John.
No.
We just said this. We just said this about Colby and Masvidal, and people were like crucifying us. Oh, you didn't give credit, but anyways. But the bottom line is that those type of fights, when there's bad blood, they're generally not good fights because both fighters are afraid to lose. Both of them don't.
They don't want to take a chance. Don't want to make a mistake.
And then when they get, even if they do get takedowns, they get the top position, they're so stiff and rigid that nothing ever really works out. It's very rare do you see those fights end up turning out to be great fights. So, I mean, if it happens, it happens. Cool, let's do it. But I like to watch it. I'm cool. I like to watch
I just know that, man, I don't think there are any parents out there having daughters and naming them Karen anymore. Just not happening.
Nope.
Probably
Nope.
the least popular name there is right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't think of that. Somebody said like the name dropped to like
Oh, it's got to be
some
way down.
ridiculous amount. Yeah, it dropped to like nothing, like almost nothing now. Brilliant.
Name is
Yeah, I would
gone.
love it. All right, guys. Hey, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Also, our audio platforms are picking up. You guys can listen to us on audio, so you don't have to look at my ugly mug. If you guys want to go to our audio platforms on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, all of those, Stitcher, everywhere, you guys hit that subscribe button on there. Pound, smash, whatever you want to call it, that subscribe button. I want to thank you guys for listening to us, supporting us, and also pick up some of our merch. So go to weighinginpodcast.com. We got a new shirt up that says, hindsight is 50-50, my man. Hindsight is 50-50. 50-50. It's so great. Everyone loves it. Everybody loves it. All right.
I'm glad you
podcast
can laugh at yourself. That's a good
It's going to
thing.
be great. Well, you got to be, man. Life is not that
You could be
serious. It really
crying.
isn't. No, I could be, but that's not me. That's not me. I laugh about everything. All right, guys. We want to thank you guys so much. And John, take us away.
Everyone out there, thanks for listening. We will see you